You're watching WAFF 48 News. Today is a First Alert Weather Day, sponsored by Mr. Rooter Plumbing for all your emergency plumbing services.
All right, y'all, 7:01. Thanks for joining us on this Fastcast on this 48 First Alert Weather Day. We are seeing some pretty heavy rain out there right now, so you can kind of hear it on the roof.
Yeah,
it's pretty widespread this morning, too.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. We can hear it happening right now, and if you're out there getting ready to go towards your morning commute to school or work, you're probably going to see it.
Yeah, 7:01, you're just getting ready to step out the door, and that's when we've got some heavy rain right over Huntsville in Madison County. But First Alert Weather Day for not only the rainfall, but the impacts being felt on the roads, wet pavement. Watch out for ponding and puddles. Well, this First Alert Weather Day will probably wrap up around 10 o'clock or so this morning. But the most widespread rainfall right now on the radar is along and east of I-65. It's just kind of a steady, moderate, maybe heavy at times rainfall tracking from west to east, especially up into parts of Middle Tennessee. Locations west of 65 actually seeing some breaks in the rain already. So that is good news that the rain will start to wind down as we go into mid-morning. But right now, when the most people are hitting the roads, this is when we've got a lot of rain. But drier skies to our west into parts of northeast Mississippi. Rain chances diminish by mid to late morning. We actually clear out, see sunshine into the afternoon. Temperatures right now 50s and 60s, with the exception being Lawrenceburg. We'll talk about another round of heavy rain coming in for the weekend. That's coming up.
This is your 48 First Alert Road Report, sponsored by Bankston Motorhomes.
A traffic update for you. The rain impacting the morning commute, but still looking pretty good on 565 in Madison right now. Cars moving just fine. We've had one accident that's been persistent all morning long, and it's the one that's on Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Highway, and it's affecting you right by Kelly Cemetery. It's by far the most impactful accident this morning. It affects your drive trying to get to Research Park from the east. Overall drive time still in check and on time. Athens to Huntsville just over by about 38 minutes. Gina?
Jeff, thank you. We continue to follow breaking developments this morning. The man authorities were questioning in connection to the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie has been released from custody. That man was detained during a traffic stop. Authorities also searched a home near the U.S.-Mexico border. This all comes after the FBI released new surveillance images of a potential suspect in the case. That man was seen on camera wearing gloves, a mask, and a backpack. The FBI says that suspect also had a gun on him. Nancy Guthrie, mother of Today Show host Savannah Guthrie, was reported missing from her Tucson home nearly 2 weeks ago. Investigators believed she was kidnapped. Well, right now, 2 men are in the hospital after being stabbed. This happened last night at a Huntsville apartment complex. Now, authorities responded to the Beacon Apartments near University and Sparkman Drives, and that's when they found 2 men who were stabbed, both in critical condition. Their names have not been released. Huntsville police have also not shared if there was a relationship between those men.
We're very early in this investigation. All I can give you is very limited preliminary information. What I can tell you is that there is no threat to the public. All involved parties are in custody, and when I have more information, I will let you know.
Now, again, police say there's no threat to the public. We'll keep you updated as we learn more. We're continuing to push for answers about an accidental shooting in Hazel Green. This happened at a home on Charity Lane. We're told that a woman accidentally shot herself in the abdomen. Her condition is not known.
Well, right now, one local family is calling for accountability from the Huntsville Police Department. This follows a recent arrest that had a use of force. Now, the family of London Harkey says an officer smacked and beat him during an arrest. The video of that encounter was later posted on social media. Huntsville police tell us that Harkey led them on a chase before getting out of the car and running away. This happened near Jordan Lane. Now, you're looking at some of the images of the video here, which appear to show the officer on his back, hitting him and then slamming his head there. Now, Harkey's family held a rally outside of the Madison County Courthouse yesterday, calling for the officer who did this to be fired.
Justice must be served because the main officer of interest and other officers who participated in this senseless and excessive use of force must be terminated, and others must be retrained and reaffirm their oath. Thank you.
Now, the officer involved has been placed on administrative duty while an internal review is being conducted. Huntsville police leaders met with members of the community yesterday to show how officer misconduct allegations are handled. A public feedback session on the topic was held last night. The department received 195 total complaints about its officers last year. Those complaints were made by both community members and even other officers. Police investigators found that 40% of those allegations showed officers broke a rule. One person we spoke with says this many cases can hurt the public's trust in the department.
The moment that the person that's supposed to protect me now becomes an enemy and that it can be more of a danger to me versus I am to them, there's an issue, 100% an issue. And I think some of these officers and some of the representatives that's on this board tonight for this forum, they felt what I was talking about, and some of the other residents that spoke up felt what I was talking about.
Now, they're also holding another public forum that will be held in April.
Huntsville police say crime around the area has gone down. We're told violent crime rates have dropped by nearly 20% since 2019. Major crime rates are down 10%. A big reason for that is the use of technology during criminal investigation.
What we're really focused on right now, and that is using drones as first responders. We think it has the potential to make a radical improvement to that responsibility.
Robberies, assaults, and car break-ins are all down at least 20% from this time a year ago. A full crime report will be released next month. One Lawrence County man is recovering this morning after falling into a ravine. This happened at a campsite in the Hatton area. Rescuers had to use special equipment to free that man.
Well, several HPD officers have been arrested over the past year. Brandon O'Field was arrested, accused of breaking into his ex-girlfriend's home and holding her and another person at gunpoint for several hours. Scott Hartman was charged with DUI after a wreck, and Timothy Richards was charged with using pepper spray. George Wheeler III was charged with a DUI after a separate wreck. Two other officers are on leave as an internal investigation takes place.
Now to a 48 update regarding the condition of Sheffield Mayor Brian Van Devender. He is expected to make a full recovery. We're told the mayor suffered a brain aneurysm and had to be airlifted to Vanderbilt Medical Center in Nashville. Doctors were able to perform surgery, and he is expected to be in the hospital for the next few weeks as he recovers. Well, cameras will now be installed inside special education classrooms in Huntsville City Schools. School board members discussed Tyler's Law yesterday, which allows cameras to record during school hours. The district has installed 22 cameras out of 76 classrooms so far. Board attorneys say the cameras are a safety measure.
The camera is only really looked at when an incident, which is a defined term, which we have in our policy, when that is reported to the superintendent or to the local school principal. At that point, it is then pulled. It does, expressly prohibit use for routine teacher evaluations or just any live viewing.
I think this will reassure a lot of our parents who were uneasy, and it's really to keep our students safe.
Parents will receive letters regarding the cameras once installation is complete.
Well, 7:08 this morning, and multiple construction projects throughout the Madison County school system are underway. This is being done to accommodate the rising number of students.
Yeah, the biggest projects include 2 brand new schools and 12 new classrooms at Hazel Green High. 48 is on your side this morning, giving you an exclusive look inside one of those projects. We find Sarah Grace Kennedy outside of Sparkman Intermediate School, which is under construction. And Sarah Grace, district leaders tell you the project is about 84% complete.
This project behind me is set to be complete by the 2026-27 school year, and just a little over a year ago, this entire site was just farmland. But a lot of work has been done to the outside of the building, and now crews are focused on finishing the inside of the school. Right now, that work includes installing mechanical systems and flooring. Over at Hazel Green High School, they're adding 12 classrooms and building a brand new middle school. Those classrooms are set to be complete for the 2026-27 school year. Madison County Schools Director of Operations Joseph Cuzort says that these projects will help accommodate all of these students moving into the area.
That school is a brand new design. It was designed by the architect to fit the property. We love this design, but we had to change it to fit the property and still have room for parking, bus routing, unloading of students.
The new Hazel Green Middle School is about a quarter complete, and it's set to be complete by the 2027-28 school year. I'm in Madison County, Sarah Grace Kennedy, 48 on your side.
Well, your daily commute may change if you live in Athens. Flashing red lights will soon be installed at the intersection of Marion Street and Hobbs Street. That's right in front of City Hall. It's being done to create a four-way stop there.
Well, if you live in the Florence area, you may also see some delays. Pine Street will be closed while crews work on repaving the road there. Tennessee Street from Short Court Street to Pine Street and Mobile Street from Court Street to Pine Street will also be closed. That work is expected to wrap up today.
Today is a 48 First Alert Weather Day, sponsored by Mr. Rooter Plumbing for all your emergency plumbing services.
7-Eleven, current radar right now showing more widespread rain, mostly for areas east of Interstate 65 and also up into Lincoln, Moore, and Franklin County in Tennessee. That's where we've seen the highest rainfall totals, probably about ½ an inch to 3/4 of an inch. But look at the drier skies off to our west. We actually have one lightning strike for today, high of 59. Rain showers end by mid-morning. We clear out and see sun by the afternoon. So a very different afternoon versus what we're seeing this morning. Dry for this afternoon, Thursday and Friday. Tracking heavy rain potential for the weekend. Now the timing of this is likely going to change, but it looks like Saturday night into Sunday morning will be the heaviest rain. Here's future radar showing the rain moving out and the sun coming out for the afternoon.
All right, thanks, Eric. Well, coming up, crews are continuing to clean up an oil spill. We'll tell you where that's happening.
And changes are on the way if you receive SNAP benefits, what they look like next. Well, some residents in Newmarket are facing a setback in their fight to prevent construction of a planned sewage treatment plant near their homes. Those living in the Berry Hill neighborhood have been asking Madison County commissioners to prevent Integra Water from building that plant. They're concerned it will pollute the Flint River and lower their property values. The county commission passed a resolution asking state lawmakers to regulate private sewer facilities. Despite this, construction on that plant is moving forward.
We were very frustrated, disappointed. The legislation that they are passing forward is needed. At the same time, to not have any development setback, to not have any development rules included in that legislation was extraordinarily disappointing.
Now, it's unclear when construction will start. Residents say they're considering filing a lawsuit to try and stop that plant from being built.
Well, new details this morning about the upcoming census test in Huntsville.
Yeah, the testing is done to better prepare for the real thing, which is happening in 4 years. Huntsville is one of only 2 test cities nationwide that was picked. Spartanburg, South Carolina was the other city chosen. Huntsville city leaders say national officials look for growing cities that participated well in the last census. In the coming weeks, many of you in Huntsville will get a notification from the Census Bureau in the mail. This is not the real census, but you are encouraged to fill it out. It will help officials test what works and what doesn't before the real census in 2030. James Vandiver with the city's planning department says strong participation to this can lead to more resources for the city in the future.
The response in 2020 was helpful because it helped us get more money for things like roads and schools and other programs that rely on federal funding. Also, importantly for the state of Alabama, we were able to keep our entire congressional delegation. That was one of the worries that the state had. And thanks to the response that Huntsville and the rest of Alabama had, we were able to keep that congressional delegation as is.
Not everyone will get one of these in the mail, but if you do, you can fill it out. The tests will be sent throughout the spring. Happening right now, crews are continuing to clean up a diesel spill in Boaz. This happened at the Pilgrim's Pride factory earlier this month. Nearly 4,000 gallons of diesel leaked into a nearby creek. A third-party company has been hired to help lead those cleanup efforts.
Well, now to a 48 News update on a story we brought you yesterday. Potential changes regarding the board that regulates your utility prices are moving forward. Right now, you elect members of the Alabama Public Service Commission, but that could change. State lawmakers are considering allowing the governor to appoint future members starting in 2028. A bill that would do this is headed to the House floor after passing a House committee yesterday. The vote was mainly along party lines, with only one Republican voting no. The proposal has drawn some strong reactions from both sides.
The thing that's important about having an appointed public service commission is that we can pick experts that are confirmed by the state Senate, and that will give the public service commission more of a professional face and give an opportunity for us as legislators that hear from the public to go directly to that public service commissioner, to the governor who makes those appointments.
Both Republicans and Democrats appear to have united to protect their largest campaign donor in Alabama Power. People are really more interested in protecting Alabama Power than Alabama Power customers who are struggling to pay their bill.
If approved, the state Senate would still need to sign off on the appointments. Right now, Alabama has the 3rd highest residential monthly electric bills in the country, and Alabama is also just one of 10 states where members of the Utility Commission are elected.
Lawmakers are also considering a bill that would restrict the amount of your personal information that goes on purchased voting lists. That bill would prevent things like phone numbers, email addresses, and social security numbers from being given to campaigns. The bill passed a Senate committee yesterday. The lone no vote says he wants to make sure groups that protect voter integrity still have access to this data.
The arguments, I hear them, I think I understand, and so we're going to work through those as we go through the process.
A 99% good bill with 1% bad can be all bad, so I want to make sure that we get it like it needs to be for our folks.
Supporters of the measure say it will make voter information more secure. That bill now heads to the full Senate for consideration.
Well, it may soon be easier for you to receive birth control if you live in Tennessee. Lawmakers are considering a bill that, if approved, would allow insured Tennesseans to receive a year's supply of birth control. The bill recently passed the House and now heads to the Senate. Well, some changes are on the way if you receive SNAP benefits. You'll soon receive a new chipped EBT card. This comes after millions of dollars of SNAP benefits were stolen. Those cards are expected to arrive in the coming days, and you'll need to activate them. Alabama Department of Human Resource leaders are hopeful that these new cards will help prevent theft going forward.
For the last year and a half, we've been dealing with what is called card skimming, cloning, or phishing techniques where individuals stealing benefits from our card holders, usually in the middle of the night, somewhere in Bronx, New York, and they were skimming all their benefits, and when they'd wake up in the morning, their benefits would be gone.
Now, these new cards must be activated within 180 days. The cards also automatically default to block out-of-state purchases and online purchases. Now, you can remove that feature by using the Connect EBT mobile app or website. Now, we should also learn later this morning whether a local high school boys basketball team will be allowed to play in the postseason. Oakwood Adventist Academy was ruled ineligible by the Alabama High School Athletic Association after exceeding the maximum number of games played during the regular season. Now, that ruling was made on February 5th. The next day, Oakwood responded with an appeal. The school was granted a temporary restraining order that opened the door for them to play, but now a conflicting court order says they cannot play.
It is astonishing the lengths that the AHSAA and the other schools in this area will go to keep Oakwood out of the playoffs. And we think there are plenty of legal problems with the TRO that was entered in Jackson County, and we're looking forward to getting that in front of the judge in Montgomery County and proceeding with the litigation.
Now, Oakwood was set to play last night, but they had to postpone that game. The AHSAA is planning to ask for an emergency ruling this morning from the State Court of Criminal Appeals.
Today is a 48 First Alert Weather Day, sponsored by Mr. Reuter Plumbing for all your emergency plumbing services.
Well, good morning once again, everyone. Just impacts being felt during that morning drive to work or taking the kids to school. We've got steady rainfall for areas along and east of I-65, but look at how the rain is already ending from west to east. So if you're out in Franklin, Colbert, Lauderdale County, might be dry for the rest of the morning other than a few sprinkles, but everyone will be drying out. The closer we get to mid to late morning, we'll actually see some sun this afternoon. We stay dry for the afternoon, Thursday, Friday, but unfortunately, more rain coming in as we go into Valentine's Day weekend. We've now got a first alert weather day out for Saturday. The heaviest rain on Saturday coming during the evening hours overnight into Sunday. But by the end of the weekend, we could see 1 to 3 inches of rain. Very wet commute right now out on the Parkway, north and southbound traffic. For today, the rain wraps up by mid-morning, actually seeing sunshine as we go into the afternoon. But first alert out for Saturday into Sunday for heavy rain. Next week looks great. If you're watching 48 Fastcast, we'll be right back.
Well, students at a local high school are helping those in need. Students at Athens High just helped pack hundreds of food bags for the Full Tummy program. The effort makes sure people in our area don't go hungry. Athens students have actually been participating in this for the past 15 years.
Well, staff members at one local elementary school are honoring a student who died in a house fire last year. 6-year-old Jaden Daly and his father Dakota died in that house fire in Ardmore back in August. Jaden was a student at Cedar Hill Elementary. Now school leaders have unveiled a buddy bench at the school that's dedicated to his memory.
Today is a 48 First Alert Weather Day, sponsored by Mr. Reuter Plumbing for all your emergency plumbing services.
All right, current radar one last time. Of course, we'll keep you updated during the Today Show as well. But light to moderate showers, just kind of steady here this morning. We've got wet roads. Watch out for ponding and puddles if you can. Allow a few extra minutes out the door, and don't forget your umbrella or raincoat. We are anticipating sunshine by the afternoon. Totally different later part of the day versus what we've got this morning. 59 tomorrow, 64 on Friday. Afternoon planner looks like this. Wind picking up out of the north. Temperatures will be in the upper 50s to low 60s. Another first alert weather day for heavy rain potential. This is going to mainly be Saturday evening, but 1 to 3 inches of rain possible by the end of the weekend. We are not anticipating a severe weather threat with this. Looking at your 10-day forecast, Valentine's weekend, just keep checking back for the latest on the forecast because I know we have the Huntsville Mardi Gras parade on Saturday, but next week, President's Day and beyond, that looks good to me.
All right, just love to see the warm up, compared to what we were doing.
Climbing
earlier
like that
this month.
Norwegian cross-country skier.
I know. He was killing it.
Sprinting
Yes.
up the mountain.
Yes, incredible.
All right, y'all have a good rest of your day. We'll be here throughout the morning with more news, weather, and traffic.